What is up, everyone? It is your boy Attached, and today we are back with another Roster Mania update video. This is actually the second one, and there's been a lot more changes since the first video. This whole Roster Mania really has not disappointed at all. Last season was a very big disappointment. Black Ops 3, there was a few changes, not an insane amount, but this Roster Mania has probably been one of the biggest of all time that I could remember. Definitely the biggest since like serious contracts and like big orgs have been in the scene. So this Roster Mania definitely did not disappoint. There's a lot of new rosters with like, obviously there's new rosters, but like the new rosters with like people that have never teamed with others before. So people are really starting to like branch out and trying to play with other players, spread their circle, not just stay with like the same few players, because that's what some people do. They kind of like will like join a team, that doesn't work out, then they go back to some old players that they play with. Join a team, doesn't work, go back to the old players that they play with. So it's good to see people branching out, meeting new players, playing with new players, getting new types of like, getting new what's it called, gameplay styles, or like role, like I don't know, just a way to play the game differently and seeing different perspectives from different players. But I got the list for you here. I'm about to go over them, about to talk about a few rosters, give my opinions and stuff like that. And a few of them were pretty unexpected. I honestly didn't even know until they got announced. But yeah, a few of them were pretty unexpected. So our first one, that was a pretty big exchange. EG released Nameless earlier. I think I said that in my last video. And then they also released Enable. And then they actually ended up picking Assault from Echo Fox. I believe Assault got released or traded. And Silly from eUnited. Silly was released from eUnited. And now the EG roster is Aches, Apathy, Assault, and Silly. We actually scripted them yesterday, and they absolutely destroyed us. So they were looking on point, because we literally got absolutely destroyed. And then this one, I don't know if it's been announced, but it's been speculated. There was videos of them scrimming together. The Ghost team announced they released Mox, or said that he was released, and they picked up Parasite, which isn't confirmed. I don't know if it is yet, but there was videos of them like scrimming together and stuff, so that's what everyone on the Reddit and stuff were assuming. And then eUnited released Silly, like I said, and in replacement for him they picked up Felony. Felony was on Cole recently, and now he's on eUnited alongside Clayster, Arcides, Pristini, Felony. That's the new eUnited team, and that's gonna be an interesting team, because Felony is a more so faster sub player, and so is Pristini. I guess with their old team they had like pacing issues, is what I was hearing, and where Pristini would just be up so far and like getting like a kill or just dying because he was up so far by himself. And if he gets a kill, good. If he gets traded, it's like, that's bad because he gets traded. But the thing is, someone should be there with him to trade, and I think that's what they did. I guess Silly was playing too slow for their liking, and they just wanted a faster player to kind of help him out, and they think Felony is the one. And Felony's kind of had a weird year this year. He's been a good player the past few years, but he had a weird year this year, and this is, I think, his chance to really bounce back and make a name for himself and back into the pro scene. And then this one was pretty crazy. The new team is actually like a really new team, and this is like a weird mix of players, but I could definitely see it working, because most of them, they're all pretty young players. Slasher left EnVy, as you guys know, he joined Rise. Temp then left EnVy as well, and I'll talk about his team later. But the new EnVy is Huke, Classic, Chino, and Decimate, which is a very odd group of players playing together. And like Classic, he's the oldest one, I believe, and Huke is obviously the young gun. Chino's pretty young, and Decimate he's been around the scene for a while, but he was playing Search and Destroy. This is his first game where he switched to Variant, and he's been playing pretty well. So actually, this team, I feel like people are underestimating them. I feel like they're gonna be a lot better than people think. So this is the one team that I think formed, that's like people are gonna look at as like much of a threat, but I think they will be pretty good. They're all like pretty chill people, and as long as they have like, I feel like they're just gonna mesh well and have good vibes, and they're all pretty good players as well. So if they figure out how to get their roles and the mesh well, and figure out like just like the end game situations and scenarios, I think this team could be very good, because they got the gun skill, they're good at Search and Destroy. It all comes down to like the leadership factor and whoever is gonna be commanding the team and kind of running the show for them. But I do think they're gonna be a pretty good team. And now this one was crazy. This one was crazy. Okay, so Lightning Pandas announced, or I think Exotic said on stream, that Censor had left Lightning Pandas, and I'm pretty sure Censor was like in India for something, and he had left Lightning Pandas. So it was Exotic, Royalty, Gunjar, and they picked up Enable. They're swimming with Enable. I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick him up. So Enable will now be on Lightning Pandas. And the new Cole team, this was like the pretty big announcement, and the new Cole team is like, they have one person from the original roster. It's now Ricky, Blastful, Censor, and Dashy. And this team is actually pretty good, because I believe Dash will run the main AR, Ricky would be Ricky would be flex, Blastful, and Censor subs. Like, they're a pretty good team. They're a pretty well-rounded team. Ricky's always good at search and destroy and CTF, and then they got Dashy and Blast, who are like the young, kind of talented players. They got Doug, who's always like a reliable player. Obviously, he doesn't always have the best stats sometimes, but he's been grinding his ass off this year and really putting in the time and effort, and he's been on his way up, on the come up. So it's awesome to see him get an opportunity on a team like this. And I'm pretty sure this team is in the league. So now Censor made it into the COD World League. See, look, he didn't have to use a wire. Well, he tried to, but it didn't work. The wire plan didn't work. But now he made it to the COD World League. So I'm proud of Doug, because in the beginning of this year, he always tried to get on FaZe and stuff. I'm like, Doug, you gotta like, you can't just go away for 2 years, come back and get on like a team that's been placing top 6, top 4 for the past few years. Like, you can't just do that. But he really like took the time out of his like YouTube career, like whatever else, and dedicated a lot of time and effort into Call of Duty, and it's awesome to see him get some results. But it's definitely like an inspiring story for anyone that is has come back, or anyone that is like just wants to be a pro player, and just seeing someone that they know, so that's a pretty famous YouTuber, come back to Call of Duty and do his own thing and make it back into the pro league. It's a pretty inspiring story, so congrats to him. And that new team is actually gonna be pretty good. I think they'll be really good. They're just a very well-rounded team. It all depends how they mesh together and stuff, but I do think they can definitely make some noise. And guys, that is going to be it for this Roster Mania update number 2. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully it did kind of put some things into perspective for you. Hopefully you kind of know all the new teams now. I don't know if there's any more roster changes that will be happening soon. Actually, there is a roster lock another roster lock after Seattle before Season 2. So potentially more changes could happen, which maybe Roster Mania V2. We never know. But hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and comment. And I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, my name's Attach, and I'm out. Peace.